Pool is a classification of cue sports played on a table with 6 pockets along the rails, into which balls are deposited. Each specific pool game has its own name. Some of the better known include 8 ball, black ball, 9 ball, 10 ball, 7 ball, straight pool, 1 pocket, and bank pool. The generic term pocket billiards is sometimes also used, and favored by some pool industry bodies, but is technically a broader classification, including games such as snooker, Russian pyramid, and Kaiser, which are not referred to as pool games. In most parts of the world, it is commonly referred to as just billiards, analogous to the term bowling, being commonly used to refer to the game of 10-pin bowling. There are also hybrid games combining aspects of both pool and carom billiards, such as American 4-ball billiards, bottle pool, cowboy pool, and English billiards. The etymology of pool is uncertain. The Oxford English Dictionary speculates that pool and other games with collective stakes is derived from the French pool, in which the pool is the collected prize. Alternatively, it could derive from the verb to pool in the sense of combining objects or stakes. The oldest use of the word pool to describe a billiards-like game was made in 1797 in a Virginia newspaper. The OED defines it as generally any of various types of billiards for 2 or more players, but goes on to note that the first specific meaning of a game in which each player uses a cue ball of a distinctive color to pocket the balls of the other player in a certain order, the winner taking all the stakes submitted at the start of the contest, is now obsolete. And its other specific definitions are all for games that originate in the United States. In the British Empire for most of the 19th through early 20th century, pool referred specifically to the game of live pool. 143 and 187. Although skittle pool is played on a pocketless carom billiards table, the term pool later stuck to all new games of pocket billiards as the sport gained in popularity in the United States. 186 and so outside the cue sports industry, which has long favored the more formal term pocket billiards. The common name for the sport has remained pool. The Oxford Dictionaries.com definition no longer even provides the obsolete meaning found in the print edition, and refers only to the typical game, using 2 sets of 7 colored and numbered balls, with 1 black ball and a white cue ball, on a table with pockets. With the exception of 1 pocket, games typically called pool today are descended from 2 English games imported to the United States during the 19th century. The first was English billiards, which became American 4-ball billiards, essentially the same game but with an extra red object ball to increase scoring opportunities. It was the most popular billiards game in the mid-19th century until dethroned by the carom game. Straight rail. American 4-ball tournaments tried switching to carom tables in the 1870s, but this did not save it from being doomed to obscurity. The last professional tournament was held in 1876. 5-6 cowboy pool is a surviving member of this group of games. The second and more influential game was pyramid pool. By 1850, a variant called 15-ball pool became popular. Both games were supplanted by continuous pool in 1888. The immediate forerunner of straight pool. 39 to 43 new games introduced at the turn of the 20th century include Kelly pool and 8-ball. The distinctive appearance of pool balls with their many colors and division between solid and striped balls came about by 1889. 246 prior to this, object balls were uniformly deep red and differentiated only by numbers. English pyramid pool and live pool players were the first to adopt balls with different colors. The stripes were the last addition. 90 to 91 pool is played on a 6-pocket table. Modern pool tables generally range in size from 3.5 feet by 9 feet. The balls range from 2.25 inches. Equipment specifications. The weight may be from 5.5 to 6 ounces. Modern coin-operated pool tables generally use one of 3 methods to distinguish and return the cue ball to the front of the table, while the numbered balls return to an inaccessible receptacle until paid for again. The cue ball is larger and heavier than the other balls, or denser and heavier. or has a magnetic core. Modern cue sticks are generally 58.5 inches long for pool, while cues prior to 1980 were designed for straight pool and had an average length of 57.5 inches. By comparison, carom billiards cues are generally shorter with larger tips, and snooker cues longer with smaller tips. These are games descended from the early 19th century games of pyramid pool and 15-ball pool, which required balls to be racked due to the large number of them on the table. Of the other pyramid traditions of continental Europe, only Russian pyramid survives. Snooker, originally known as snooker's pool, can be considered